Hola a todos, yo soy el señor Eduardo.
Y yo soy la señorita Erika.
Muy bien, hola y bienvenidos a la clase de español para niños. Welcome to Children's Spanish for Brookline. Hola Brookline.
Hola.
Muy bien, bueno, today, nosotros vamos a comenzar a aprender español. Today, we're going to learn español. Erika, what is español in inglés?
Español means Spanish in Spanish.
Okay, so español. Muy bien. And so today, we're going to learn a few things. Every week, we're going to give you another episode to practice Spanish, learn Spanish, and let's tell you a little bit about who we are. So, yo soy el señor Eduardo. Originalmente, I am de Texas, de Texas. Yo hablo español, francés, un poco de portugués, chino, y me gusta aprender idiomas, languages. Erika, don't worry, we're going to share that with you in English, everybody.
Sí, yo soy la señorita Erika. Yo hablo también español, inglés, francés y me gusta aprender idiomas.
Muy bien. Me gusta, me gusta. I like, right? I like, me gusta. Muy bien. Okay, so what are we doing here today? So we're going to teach you some Spanish. Every week we're going to release a new episode. You can drop in or you can watch from beginning to end. And we're going to, this is for children of all ages or even adults who want to learn a little bit of Spanish, figure out how it works, some vocabulary. Erika, when somebody starts to learn a language, what do you think they should be doing or working on?
When you start to learn a language, first you have to get used to the new sounds you're going to be using. So that's why things like learning the alphabet and listening and speaking are so important. So you can learn to make the right sounds as you learn your new language.
Muy bien, muy bien. So making sounds. So we are Rolla Languages, and I want to share that with everybody as well. Erica and I run Rolla Languages, which is a language institute located in Cambridge. And we're super excited to be coming to Brookline to share this series with all of you. We will be using our Spanish book for kids. Rolo runs after school programs and in school programs for children of all ages. And this is a workbook that we created. So we're going to be following this curriculum. If you miss a week, don't worry. Jump in, make sounds, practice. It's okay. Kids seem to always absorb things a little bit easier than adults. So vamos, let's go. Muy bien. Nosotros vamos a leer esto. We're going to read this on making friends, haciendo amigos. And then we're going to talk a little bit about it. So I'm going to read the left side and Erika is going to read the right side. So, hola, ¿todo bien? Mi nombre es Gabriel. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Hola, ¿todo bien? Mi nombre es Pedro. Gusto en conocerte.
Muy bien. Okay, so students, you may or may not have encountered any of those words before or those sounds. So you're just going to repeat after me. I'm going to read the left side, Gabriel, one more time, a little bit slower, and you try to make the sounds that you hear. And then we're going to discuss what is actually being said here. So here we go. Hola. Hola. Todo bien. Mi nombre es Gabriel. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Okay, Miss Erika, señorita Erika, let's try your side.
Hola, and please repeat after me. Hola, ¿todo bien? Mi nombre es Pedro. Gusto en conocerte.
Okay, so we have a few things here. I'm going to type for all of us. So, Erika, explain to us what hola means.
Hola is hello in Spanish. This is a word maybe you will have learned already. Many people know this word hola, even if you haven't learned Spanish before.
Okay, so everybody, I want you all to practice saying hola to everybody. So hola, hola, everybody.
Hola,
Hola, Erika.
hola.
Hola, hola. Okay, so now we have a cool part here. I ask you, todo bien? Todo bien? And I see an upside down question mark. What does that mean?
Hmm. So in Spanish, it works a little bit differently than English. In English, we know we put a question mark at the end of a question. But in Spanish, we're going to actually put two question marks for each question. So one is going to go right side up at the end of the sentence, and the other one is going to go upside down at the start of the question.
Okay, and why do we do that? Or what's the purpose?
Well, in Spanish, that way when you start to read, you know already from the very beginning that you're reading a question. So it's a little bit easier for you to know how you should say it, right? Because when we say sentences and when we say questions, our voice is a little bit different. So it's helpful for us to see that question mark at the beginning because then we know that we're already reading a question.
Okay, so upside down question mark. Okay, I like it. I like it. That looks pretty cool. Now we have todo bien. Now that's obviously a question because I have two question marks, upside down one and a normal one. So todo bien means all well or all okay, or easier translation is
Is
sup,
everything good?
how's it going? All good, right? So Erika, todo bien, all okay, all well.
Mm-hmm. Sí, todo bien.
Todo bien, right? You can respond with the same thing. Now, we're going to teach you some more ways to ask, how's it going? How are you? What's up? As we progress in learning the language. So don't worry, don't get nervous. We're going to keep working on that. Now, the next one, if you haven't figured it out already, we're giving you some names. Now, mi nombre es is my name is Gabriel. So, por ejemplo, mi nombre es Señor Eduardo. Erika,
Mi nombre es señorita Erika.
muy bien. Now, your turn. So, I want you to say, mi nombre es, and then say your name. So, for example, if your name is Stephanie, you can say, mi nombre es Stephanie. If your name is Juan, you can say, mi nombre es Juan, etc. Right? Erika, give me a name.
Mi nombre es Bruno.
Okay, so my name is Bruno. My name is Bruno. Mi nombre es Bruno. Okay, and then we have another question because I see the upside down question mark. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? So this is what is your name? So Erika, ¿cuál es tu nombre?
Mi nombre es señorita Erika.
Muy bien, muy bien. So that's easy, right? So hola, todo bien. Mi nombre es Gabriel. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Erika.
Hola, ¿todo bien? Mi nombre es Pedro. Gusto en conocerte. All right,
Muy
so
bien.
we have one more sentence to learn here, which is gusto en conocerte. Means
Take it
nice
away.
to meet. Yes, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Gusto en conocerte.
Okay, so nice to meet you. Can I just say gusto or en conocerte?
Mm, almost, but not quite. If we want to say gusto, we have to say mucho gusto. Means like it's really nice to meet you. Mucho
Okay.
gusto. So
Now
we can say mucho gusto.
that sounds easier than gusto en conocerte. So here it is, guys. So this is mucho gusto. It's an alternative. It might be easier to say nice to meet you. So these might be some of your first sounds and words and sentences in Spanish. Congratulations. Felicidades. What I want you guys to do is practice. Get a friend or a parent or a sibling and say, todo bien, todo bien. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Mi nombre es. And then mucho gusto, or like we have in the story, gusto en conocerte, right? Any homework, Erika, that you want to give them or any other suggestions there?
I want to add just that we can start, even if it's a lot for you to remember, to say todo bien, mi nombre es. That might be a little bit tricky, but just start simple and start with hola. Start by saying hola to everyone that you see.
Muy bien. So we're going to say hola, 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 hola.
Mhm.
Okay, fantastico. Now, we have el alfabeto, and then we have presentaciones. So we're going to focus now on the alfabeto, and this is something that Erika and I are going to practice with you many times as we continue learning Spanish. So the alphabet, el alfabeto, is the foundation, obviously, of the written language, but also will help you pronunciate different words, right? And spell words and write words and things like that. So we are going to practice with this, and the common sound that I say to all of my adult students you're going to hear is eh. So everybody say eh.
Eh.
Okay, not a or eh. Eh.
Eh.
Muy bien. Eh. So you are going to repeat after me, Señorita Erika, and we're going to do this one time. So everybody at home, this is just like the English alphabet. We have one addition, and let's see if you can tell where the addition is. So here we go. Repita, por favor. A.
A.
B.
B.
C.
C.
D.
D.
E.
E.
F.
F.
G.
G.
H.
H.
I.
I.
J.
J.
Oh, that's a weird one. We'll come to that later. J. K.
K.
L.
L.
M.
M.
N.
N.
O.
O.
Oh, I skipped one. Ñ. Oops, gave it away. Ñ.
E.
O.
O.
P.
P.
Q.
Q.
R.
R.
S.
S.
T.
T.
U.
U.
V.
V.
W.
W.
X.
X.
Y.
Y.
And Z.
Z.
Whoa, that's a lot of letters.
Mm-hmm.
Same as in English, right?
Pretty
So,
much.
Erika, I'm going to have you say this like you would in English. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You don't have to sing it, but let's say it a little bit faster so they can see how easy it is once you get to know it. Vamos.
Okay. So for English or Spanish alphabet?
Español, por favor.
Español, of course. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Okay, wow, muy bien. So let's start with some simple sounds. Okay, so everybody, before now, there's a lot of stuff on the internet, songs that you can learn, repetition exercises, and if you ask your parents to go to the Rolla Languages YouTube page, there's some alphabet. We do it many different times, I think, actually, so you can play, follow along in different ways. Okay, so I pulled these out. What are these, Erika?
Mm-hmm. These are las vocales, or the vowel sounds in Spanish.
Las vocales. And las vocales are the same as in English, A, E, I, O, U. Now, we're learning sounds today. So here we go. We have A,
A,
E,
E,
I,
I,
O,
O,
U.
U.
Muy bien. We have A, E, I, O, U.
A, E, I, O, U.
Okay, muy bien, muy bien. So I want you to look at my mouth and see what happens. See what happens as I say these vowels. Las vocales. We have A, E, I, O, Ooh. So look at what happens when I say them in English. A, E, I, O, U, right? So we're moving them slightly different. So in Spanish, for the most part, they're staying open. So here we go. A, E,
A,
I,
E, I,
O,
O,
U.
U.
Erika, one more time. So all the mouth generally stays open for most of this, right? Look at Erika's mouth again.
A, E, I, O, U.
Okay, muy bien, fantastic. So what I said earlier is that you are going to focus on the sound as we go through the alphabet. So generally, if you can memorize I, O, U, you know the English alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. If you can do that and you add the ñ, which I will talk about that here in a second, then you know the Spanish alphabet, right? So I'm going to have Erica, without sharing my screen, is I want Erica to say this a little bit faster one more time, the alphabet, and you hear that sound. So everybody at home who's watching, focus on the sound. Now, what you might hear for letters like B and L and C and F is that the is either at the end or at the beginning and the end, sandwiching the letter or the sound together of a consonant. Okay, so let's see if that makes sense. That may not make sense to you kids at home, but listen to the sound as Erica says this a little bit faster.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Muy bien, muy bien. Okay, I like it. I like it. Me gusta.
Me gusta.
Me gusta. That's right. Muy bien. So here we go. So now let's see if you can remember some of these. So let's go a couple of weird ones. So I always tell students that as they're breaking down the alphabet to learn the weird ones first. Okay, that sounds weird, but let me tell you what I mean here. These are the weird ones that students have trouble with all the time because they're slightly different than English. And maybe Ms. Erica might add a few to this. So these are the weird ones.
Or the ones that are different. We shouldn't say they're weird. We should say they're
right,
just different than English.
Erika, the ones that are different. And we like different at Rolla. So here we go. So this one, so I'm going to stop at the G. I'm going to say A, B, C, D. So you hear the E sound at the end of the consonant. E, F, sandwich, F, right? Now we have he. The G sound is what, Erica? The G?
Hey.
Wow. So it's a little bit different. He. The H sound, H letter name is what?
H.
That's different, right? So we have the E at the end, but we are saying H. H is H. Erika, J.
Jota.
Completely different, right? It's not he or J. It's Jota. The K is what?
Ka.
Okay, no S sound. So that's a little exception there. So ka, ka. L, M, N, Ñ. We'll come back to that in a second. That's the addition. O, P, Q, right? That sounds like O, P, Q, R. A little bit different. R, 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 S, T, U, right? Similar. U, V, W, W, W. Okay, X, Y, Z. X. What is X? One more time.
X.
Okay, and say dos X.
X, X.
X, X, right? So completely different, not X. Y is what?
Y.
Y. Y. And then Z is what?
Zeta.
Wow, Zeta, Zeta. Okay, so those are all slightly different. The other ones, if you know the English alphabet, you probably can figure it out by adding an e sound to it or sandwiching the letter between e, right? L, M, N. Now let's go to this interesting thing, the ñ. Erika, tell us about the ñ.
So ñ is the one extra letter that Spanish has that we don't have in English. So it's very unique. It's very special. So the ñ is the letter N or N, but then it has a little kind of squiggly thing on the top of it, which we're going to show you a little bit bigger in a moment. But it's got the squiggly on top. You can see here on the screen ñ. So we can hear there's a little difference between when we say N, like the letter N, N, and this one is Ny. So we have a y sound that we're going to add onto this. And this is very unique because we only have this letter in Spanish.
Okay, wow. So ñ, everyone say ña, ña, ña.
Ña, ña, ña.
Okay, if you eat gnocchi, which is an Italian dish, gnocchi, the GN makes that sound. If you say canyon, that also makes that sound, right? Canyon. Okay, so let's practice a little bit. We're not going to go over the right-hand column completely because in the next episode, we're going to review the alphabet, learn these, but you can actually get ahead of the game because you see them. You can memorize these phrases, but let's spell. So, ¿cómo, how, cómo se deletrea? How do you spell? Hola, that's a word you learned at the beginning. So, ¿cómo se deletrea? Hola, Erika.
Hola, hola is spelled H-O-L-A.
Muy bien. H-O-L-A. Muy bien. So everybody, it's very important to practice spelling, right? With these letters. So what I want you to do is learn the 5 vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Erika?
A, E, I, O, U.
Okay, muy bien. So learn the 5 vowels. That's number 1. Number 2, memorize or learn what that first paragraph that we read about Gabriel and
Pedro.
And Pedro. I thought it was Pedro. Well, making sure. So Pedro, learn that as well and learn those words. And then what I want you to do is practice spelling words. So in our green screen here, we have Señor Eduardo and Señorita Erika. So once you practice memorizing the alphabet, you can, if you're watching this on the web, you can rewind and repeat. We're posting this on our YouTube page at Rolla Languages, or you can get on the internet if your parents say it's okay and try to find Spanish song alphabet or something like that, and then kind of practice. Now, there might be some additional letters that we're not teaching here, Erika, or your parents might say, oh, you're missing some cool ones that I learned when I was a kid. What are those all about? And which one? And we're going to spell what's on the screen here.
So in the older Spanish alphabet a few years ago, they used to have some other extra letters. As we just talked about, ñ is one of our extra letters that we all know now. But in the older Spanish alphabet, there were even more extra letters. But the Spanish alphabet we use now does only have that one extra letter of ñ. So the other letters are not there anymore. But if your parents learned Spanish at another time, a little bit time ago, maybe they learned a little bit different of a Spanish alphabet, which had some more extra letters. So, for example, we had a letter che that used to be in the Spanish alphabet, but we don't have that anymore. We also had a letter ll, which was 2 L's together, which we also don't have that one anymore. And the last one that is not in the Spanish alphabet now is with 2 R's, or doble R. So it's just basically making a really long R sound. Okay, but these ones are not in the alphabet now. The only extra letter we have that's different from the English alphabet is ñ.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to, ¿cómo se deletrea Erika?
Okay, Erika is E-R-I-C-A.
Muy bien. And then ask me.
Sí, Señor Eduardo, ¿cómo se deletrea tu nombre? How do you spell your name?
Muy bien, se deletrea E-D-U-A-R-D-O. Eduardo. Okay, guys, muy bien. So students, you did a fantastic job today. Don't worry if this does not make sense yet. Start simple. Learn the alphabet, learn the vowels, learn words like or questions like phrases like hola,
Hola.
mucho gusto, and then practice spelling everything you see. Okay, because you can spell it in Spanish, even if it's an English word. So, muy bien. Muchísimas gracias, everybody. Mucho gusto, and we'll see you soon.
Adiós.